Good morning and welcome to our TV show EU Deal After Brexit. I'm Juliette Pavlazic and today I'm here with my colleague Joséphine Briand, student at the Catholique University in Master 1 International and European Business Law, and we're going to talk about intellectual property and the way Brexit will affect intellectual property. We are going to answer some questions that were asked by our internet users. But before, I would like to remind that the UK and the EU have ratified the withdrawal agreement that allowed the UK to depart the EU on the 31st of January 2020 and for the transition period to begin. During this transition period, EU law will continue to be applicable in the United Kingdom, and intellectual property system will continue as it is until the end of the year. Good morning, Joséphine.
Good morning, Juliette.
Can you tell us more about copyright and audiovisual?
Yes, well, copyright is a law that gives the owner of a work, for example, a book, a movie, or a website, for example, the right to say how other people can use it. And it is a law that can be found particularly in the audiovisual sector.
Okay, so let's start with the question. So the first one is, what is the legislative future for copyright and audiovisual sector after Brexit?
Well, it's a good question. Well, the European directive regulating copyright in the audiovisual sector will then cease to apply in UK, which could lead to a series of uncertainties about the future regulatory framework in UK, even if the European directive will a priori be transposed in English law. But it should be borne in mind that the European Union and the UK will remain bound by agreements and treaties, which will make it possible to maintain some harmonization in the field of copyright. Indeed, as a member of WTO, the United Kingdom will have to accede to the TRIPS agreement, the Berne and Paris Conventions, and the WIPO Internet treaties.
Okay, that's very interesting.
Well, the second question is for you, Juliette. What about trademarks and the impact Brexit would have on UK businesses?
So the UK will remain part of the EU trademark system throughout the transition period. So EU trademarks will continue to extend to the UK during this time. After, comparable UK trademark rights will be created at the end of this period under the terms of the withdrawal agreement. And then businesses, organizations, and individuals that have applications for the EU trademarks, which are ongoing at the end of the period, will have a period of 9 months after to apply in the UK for the same protections.
Well, thank you very much.
Now we have also a question about the future economic challenges for copyright and audiovisual after Brexit. What do you think about it?
Yes, as regards financial sources in the UK film and the audiovisual sector, the latter has access to a range of EU funding, and such as, for example, the Media Creative European sub-program, from which British film and the audiovisual industry were a beneficiary. But as you said now, the future economic challenge will be the financing of the audiovisual sector. So we can wonder about the loss of the UK main source of funding. This may impact ongoing projects, but also investment in future projects. But it is possible that the UK will look across the Atlantic in USA, for example, for a compensatory source of funding. Indeed, the two countries are quite united on the cinematographic point, and the USA could guarantee this financial support after a possible agreement, for example.
Okay, thank you. for your question.
And finally, the last question, how can I apply for European patent?
So you can apply for a European patent through the UK or direct to the European Patent Office to protect your patent through almost 30 countries in Europe using the European Patent Convention. And as the European Patent Office is not an EU agency, leaving the EU does not affect the current European patent system. Therefore, existing European patent covering the UK also not affected by it. And European patent attorneys will continue, based in the UK, will continue to exercise and represent applicants before the European Patent Office.
All right. So to conclude this show, we can say that Brexit will have a significant impact on the UK intellectual property and the audiovisual sector.
Yeah, so thank you for your attention and see you soon.